Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the video. So the big market volatility continued this week, and in this video we've been going over what to expect next from the broad market and Bitcoin, the key levels to watch, and then also going over the top 3 trade ideas that I'm watching in the week and weeks ahead. As always, there are timestamps in the description. Let's go ahead and get into it. So starting out by taking a look at the S&P futures chart and what played out last week, Monday had a large sell triggered by the break below the 5720 to 5745 key zone, which triggered the next leg lower after failing to reclaim it. It sold down to the 5550 to 5570 key zone next, which acted as key support, and it then spent the majority of the week consolidating between that support zone and 5635 as resistance. On Thursday, it broke below the support zone though it found support at 5510, the next level below, and we got the classic false breakdown pattern as once 5550 to 5570 was reclaimed back above, that acted as the rally trigger on Friday, which triggered a move back to the top of the range. So into next week, 56.35 is key to successfully hold above to see a larger bounce for the market. If it is able to do so, 56.63 to 56.75 is the next target zone above, and then 57.08 and the 57.20 to 57.45 key zone would be next, and a break and hold above 57.45 can act as the larger upside trigger. To avoid further downside, it's important that buyers see no lower than the 55.50 to 55.70 zone into next week, or back below 55.50 would be the downside trigger once again, unlikely to reclaim this time around and target a move back to 55.10 and then new lows below there. My personal lean would be to see a larger bounce next week, but obviously this market is very volatile, and I also do not think we've seen a true washout yet, so there is a possibility of a capitulation type move where the market pukes and then it can see a much larger rally back up, but things have been pretty oversold, and a bounce would be likely based on technicals, though obviously oversold indicators matter a lot less during market corrections. So now taking a look at Bitcoin, for weeks now we've been going over the key pivot levels, which are at 90,750 to 92,000 on the upside, which it needs to reclaim and hold above to invalidate the breakdown from February and put buyers back in control of the trend. And the key levels we've been going over on the downside are at 77,000 and then 72,000 to 73,800, which was the large range breakout trigger from the election in November. And this week we got a test of one of those levels, which was a sell into 77,000 key support, which held with a strong reaction from buyers, and it's now back into the mid 80,000s. So the same outlook continues moving forward. This was a good reaction from buyers on the test of 77,000. Upside is open back towards 90,750 to 92,000 if buyers want it for another test of that major resistance zone. 77,000 is weaker now, so if it does get retested again, it's probably good for one more bounce, but it will be more likely to break next time around. If so, I would expect a test of 72,000 to 73,800, which I would consider to be the strongest support zone, as that was the top of the range for near 8 months. So now getting into some trade ideas into the week ahead, starting out with AMD. Taking a look at the long-term chart, the stock tested and held the key 93 to 95.5 zone last week, and has held up relatively well versus the broad market, as it's been building out a well-defined consolidation range. So zooming in, we can see this range is between 95.9 as support, which it had a failed breakdown of last week and adds to the strength of the setup, and the top of the current range is at 101.8. If it is able to break above 101.8, that can act as the upside trigger out of this range, which can then target 104.85 to 106.8, which is a larger time frame zone, so it can act as a larger upside trigger above there. And this also about lines up with a trendline resistance, which is just another element adding to the setup for a potential strong and large upside reversal. Doximity, ticker symbol DOCS, is another setup to keep on close watch in the week ahead. So back in early February, the stock had a big earnings beat and range breakout triggered above 60 and ran all the way up to 85 per share. Now it has pulled back with the market and backtested 60 as new support last week. This is a classic breakout, retest, and bounce setup as long as it holds, and it's playable with tight risk using its stop loss back below 60 if it was to break. It's currently testing the 50-day moving average at 63.02, which is a key level to watch, and then resistance above at 65, which can act as an upside trigger to target 70 to 71.45 next above there. TOST, ticker symbol TOST, is another stock that I'm keeping on close watch in the week ahead. So the stock built out this 4-month range between 34.65 support and 44 in the trendline as resistance. And last week it broke down from this range, which led to a test of the 32.17 gap fill, which is held as support, and now it's built out a consolidation between there and 34.65 as new resistance. This puts a failed breakdown and rally in play if it is able to reclaim and hold back above 34.65, which can act as a strong upside trigger if so. The target levels above there would be the 50-day moving average, which is currently at 38.04, and then $40 and the trendline resistance next above there. So that's everything that I'm watching for in the week ahead. Expect big market volatility to continue, though there is a decent chance for a larger bounce in the market next week. Thank you guys for watching, and for anybody interested in joining the private Discord chat, that is the first link down in the description to get my personal trade alerts, nightly watch lists, and I answer any questions you guys have in there. Good luck trading the week ahead, and I'll catch you all next time, and peace out.